Adobe Spark is a free program. It's offered by Adobe for educators and students. And it's very much like, I don't know if you guys remember the voice threads that we used to do, but it is a very user-friendly, a very intuitive program. And I showed it to my kids. We went through, my children and I did this kind of brief intro here together. And then from that, they took some research that they had done regarding endangered animals from the World Wildlife Fund, and they created videos using Adobe Spark. And this was like the second to the last day of school. And what was awesome was because this is once again that authentic learning piece where they were putting in those skills and strategies, and instead of bringing the text to them, you know, this is not a level M, this is not a level K, this was them having to bring their strategies to the authentic text and then create something meaningful out of this. Adobe Spark also too, the other thing is being used on a professional level. Christine Harris just recently viewed an Adobe Spark digital resume, which was shared with her by a colleague. And so she was really excited when she came in and she goes, oh my gosh, my second grader is doing Adobe Spark and creating a product out of it. So this one is Cameron's.
This slide shows about the leatherback sea turtle and why it is endangered and how in the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean they live in reefs. The sea turtles are becoming extinct, and they are becoming extinct because us as humans are throwing plastic bags in the ocean, and those poor sea turtles think that they are jellyfish, which is what they eat, and they're eating the plastic bags, which they could die. The leatherback sea turtles are losing their habitats, and they can't live without their habitat, and we are losing our sea turtles. I love sea turtles. Please stop taking their habitat.
Now, the thing that is so powerful though with the Adobe Spark and then being able to use this is that this really is not an end product. This she was able to turn around and do within 30 minutes. That includes the time that she spent researching her facts. This then, and if this was not the end of the year, it would become then material or information for me to use during guided reading. I know something that interests her. I know what vocabulary she knows. I understand what concepts she understands and what she's able to pull from authentic text. Now, by viewing this, which once again is time saver, when she comes to me, I am prepared. Not just to meet her where she's at, but able to take her to where she needs to go. So this to me is a powerful use of technology, where it's just not accessing a game or you know, a resource, but it's actually giving me insight to my child, to my student as a learner, and what I need to do as her teacher. So, but it's a wonderful program. Digital tools and looking at our resources where we can help our children push their learning up the Bloom's taxonomy, where it's just not remembering and understanding, but it's what you can do with what you remember and understood. Also too, I think one of the concerns that I've heard a lot about the standard-based grading is what about those kids that do not fall into that range of needing that mastery practice. What do we do about them? And once again, Adobe Sparks, Google Slides, Khan Academy, there's a whole list of resources that we as educators can use for that flipped instruction. I've been doing that in my classroom now. During the first few months, I wasn't sure, but now I'm seeing the payoff. I am challenging and accelerating my learners that are ready for it, as well as I've got a certain tag-along population that are coming right along with them. So there is a payoff for that. Also too, personalized education. We have reached a time in education where we've looked at differentiated instruction, talked about it, looked at small groups, looked at direct instruction, looked at whole groups. And due to the fact now we've got some resources and tools that we've not had in education before. We've got the data, we've got the information, and we have technology. Because of those elements, we now can personalize education for our students. The payoffs there are growth, mastery, and classroom management. Also to Adobe Spark Education, they have a lot of resources that for us as educators help our kids. Oh, come on. Okay, my link's working on here but not there. But I will give you the link. You can look on your computers. It lets us go take our kids to places that before had not been accessed. Recently, Adobe Sparks has partnered with NASA to bring in resources that have not been previously available to a majority of schools. Also, too, they have lessons on there that are already ready to go that are categorized by age as well as by standards. Also too on there is an opportunity as educators for us to collaborate with other educators on a global scale. And there's also on there resources for our children to access that have been made by other educators, but more powerfully made by other children. And that, I think, is a huge plus.